Good morning, everyone. Speaker for today's Tech Talk session is Madhuka Palyakara. She will be speaking on Introduction to Microsoft Dynamics 365 CRM Customer Service Module. Over to Madhuka.
Thank you, Divya. Good morning, everyone. Today's session is on Dynamics 365 Customer Service Module. I'm going to share a high-level introduction on D365 Customer Service Module, and the focus is on functional side. And the main objective of this session is to have a foundational level understanding on out-of-the-box features of D365 Customer Service Module. As all of us go through customer service experiences in our day-to-day lives, as we call up for our mobile phone service provider to request for a detailed bill, or to internet provider to request an add-on to our monthly data package, or else we get email from our client to fix a critical issue they found in their system. Likewise, sometimes we are the customer who request for a service from a customer service team, or sometimes we are the service provider who fix expired licenses or login passwords or system breakdowns for our clients. Anyway, we are on either end of the line daily basis. So let's say you have a business and it is obvious that you want to improve your sales and find new customers, but at the same time you want to serve your existing customers well as well. And the customers always want fast service and more personalized service. That's the focus of D365 Customer Service Module. Let's move to the agenda of the session. This is the agenda for today's session. We are going to discuss on core entities using Customer Service Module and how to work with cases, and about service terms, which is commonly known as SLS, and finally knowledge management capabilities. I'll start with core entities. When a customer calls to your company and request for a service, then we have to capture that data and track that information somewhere. So for that we use D365 entities. These are the entities we mainly use in customer service module: accounts, contacts, cases, queues, and knowledge articles. About accounts, as we all know, accounts represent a company or organization, like Dialog, Mobitel, or SLT would be the account when it comes to a mobile or internet service requests. Then contacts represent an individual, and also a contact can be associated to an account as well. Then cases are the core of the service module. This is a request for a service. As an example, you call up your mobile company and make a request or a complaint. They obviously track that information. It will open a case or request for a service, or sometimes as a ticket. Case entity is that main tracking entity, and case would be linked to an account or a contact. And cases can be related to other cases, and case will contain all the information about what the request is about, the current status of the request, and what happened to the request so far, what are the researchers done on that request. Likewise, we'll look into more details about how to create cases and things going further. Then queues also plays major role in customer service module. The basic idea of queue are like containers for cases, or like folders to hold cases, and agents can look into queues when they start their work and pick up a case to work on. And we can separately maintain separate queues for separate teams, or based on the priority of the case we can keep separate queues. Then move to knowledge articles. The last core entity we talking here is the knowledge article. This is the knowledge based functionality in D365. When a customer support agent is working on a case, he can search for a knowledge article which explains how to resolve a similar case, or 4 steps to follow to do something. And these articles can be attached to the case, and also it can be emailed to the customer if required. We'll see how to work with cases. There are a few ways to create a case in CRM. We can manually create just as most other entity records, or we can automatically create through a workflow or from an email. As an example, if there is a rule created to check incoming emails and check whether that email subject contains specific word or phrase like support or technical support, IT support or something, we can create a new case with that content with that email and assign to the support team. Likewise, automatically we can create cases from emails. And the other one is convert from activity. Activities are like telephone calls, appointments, or emails in CRM. Maybe customer support agent had a phone call with the customer, and the customer has reported a problem, and that phone call is activity. That phone call can convert it to a case to continue working on it and track the detail. And once a case created, it looked like this in this image. It has a lot of information, and these are the related cases. I'll move to the business process flow of the case. In previous slide, we can see there's a ribbon kind of UI in the top of the case entity record. This is the out-of-the-box feature for case entity. It's actually a business process flow. It meant to guide through the process. There are three main stages in our out-of-the-box business process: identity, research, and resolve. In each stage, customer support agent will fill set of respective steps to work through the case to the end. And queues, we talk about queues. Actually, queues help organization and management of cases when we work with multiple teams and multiple people. If we are working individually, then there's no meaning of different queues. If we are work as a team or with multiple people, queues help us to organize cases. If customer calls into a call center and talk to a customer service representative, there can be different options that the SR person can take. If the case is a simple one, or that customer service representative himself can resolve the case, he can resolve it, give some instructions or do something and resolve the case straight away. That's the option 1. And the option 2 is that he can't resolve it by himself, but he knows the individual who can resolve it. In that case, he can directly assign that case to that person. Third option is he doesn't know the individual, but he knows the team who will handle this case. So he can assign that case to that team, or else he knows the queue where he has to put that case into. So he can put that case into the respective queue, or he can automate that process using routing rules. Routing rules allows you to automatically assign cases to a team or individual or to a queue. You can manually assign cases to queues, but routing rules help us to automate that process. So let's say based on the priority, we need to assign cases to different queues. As this image says, high priority cases should go into tier 1 support team, and normal priority goes to tier 2 support, and low priority goes to tier 3 support. Let's say rather than remembering all those information, we can create a routing rule and apply that routing rule when required. These are just a glance of these features, and there are a lot more interesting things, and we can learn in these features, and lot more things we can set up as admins, and a lot of features we can use as end users. Hopefully we'll have more detailed discussions and demos in future sessions. Then I'll move to service terms or service level agreements, commonly known as SLAs. It's basically a promise you give to your customer about how quickly you will address a request for a service. As an example, if a high priority case will resolve within 24 hours, or you will contact the customer within 1 hour. something like that. Before creating SLAs, we need to create holiday schedules and customer schedules within D365. As we all can understand, those schedules will go into effect on SLA timing. Like if we promise to provide a solution within 3 days, we don't want to include Saturday, Sunday into that 3 days time free period. It should be 3 working days, those kind of things. We can create schedules in the D365. There are 2 types of SLAs, standard and enhanced. Enhanced one is the standard one is only working with case entity, and the enhanced one used with more entities, and there are additional features as well. Let's say in our company we have a KPI set to send the first response within 1 hour and resolve the case within 24 hours. So for high priority cases, so we can set all those values and things in SLA record. You can see a SLA entity record in this image. So we can set when is the SLA applicable criteria as for a high priority case, and the success and failure criteria as success defined if based on the KPI which first response took less than 1 hour, and we can set up warning emails before SLA expired and even after SLA is not met. If it's more time, we can set emails, warning messages, and those kind of things. And of course, how we can monitor this time. If a customer representative agent going to work on a case, and once he is opened the case, he can see the SLA figures in a separate section with remaining time and all. Even the SLA expired, he can see it with red color, and this orange color means the warning sign. And this is the progress on SLA on the case record, but also we can monitor through reports and dashboards as well. For that, we have to use SLA KPI instance entity in D365. Using that, we can create our own reports and dashboards to monitor the SLA figures, and we can take decisions based on those values. Like as an example, like a team constantly failing to met SLA recently, and so you can figure out the reason behind that. And so maybe the reason there is a new product which is available and your team is not aware of that, and they don't have enough knowledge on that. So you can plan for a training for them or something like that. And there's one more thing called entitlements. This is also a service term, and entitlements define how much support the customer entitled to. That's defined by number of cases or number of hours. Not like SLAs, this is specific to a customer. So it's like a support, during support period per 1 month we'll resolve 10 cases for you. Likewise, we can also use SLAs with entitlements if needed. That's about service terms, and we'll move to knowledge articles. Knowledge articles are help documents to your organization's products or services, such as feature documentation, frequently asked questions, or technical specifications, maybe steps to troubleshoot some issue. Wise knowledge management feature help to provide better and faster customer service. Previously there was a standalone product named Parager, which provides this knowledge management functionality. Microsoft has purchased that and incorporate the features into CRM, and after 2018 this product has deprecated, and going forward it will be the knowledge article inside the CRM, the built-in feature. And this is how a knowledge article record looks like. It has title, description, and keywords for search, and there's a business process flow out of the box one as well. And there's an editor. This editor can include images or videos as well. And The business process flow is like this. This is this business process flow elaboration of that in next slide. We can draft the article and we send for review. If it rejects, we can do the necessary modifications and again submit for review. If it accepts, we can mark for translations if we require multi-language support. If not, we can publish it. Then once we publish it, it's available for use in its pop-up in searches and likewise. And if you're using portal functionalities, it will be available for portals as well. How are we going to use that knowledge articles once it is published? Now we'll see if a D365 knowledge base article, those are very nicely integrated with cases. As we previously saw, there are these stages in cases, the case entity business process flow, like identity, research, and resolve. In this research phase, we can search for either automatically populate the relevant KB articles, knowledge-based articles, or we can search for them. Automatic population will be happen based on the subject. The case also have the subject from the same subject structure, and the knowledge-based articles also have a subject. With that subject match, they auto-populate knowledge articles inside the case entity, or we can perform a search based on keywords for search here for knowledge articles. With that keyword, we can search inside the case entity to find the knowledge-based article. Once we find the knowledge article, we can read the article and find what needs to be done to resolve that case, and also we can link the relevant knowledge article to the case, and if required, we can email that knowledge article to client as well based on the case or the requirement. I think that's more about customer service module in D365, very high level glance of built-in features, the out-of-the-box features in functional level. Hope to go through more detailed level information and some demos in future sessions. If you have any questions, you can ask.
It seems like no questions. So thank you, Madhuka, for that knowledge adding session. Thank you everyone for taking part. Have a nice day.